Pardon me? Sure.
And he would have been concerned as to why you were filming at quite a distressing time in their lives and acting in the best interests of his patient at the time.
Okay. And as he actually didn't have any patients, and there was no best interest, there was no gore or blood or anything, it was a two-car, no injury collision. So what best interests are there? I mean, if there was a film crew,
parties there that we're there to care for.
Sure, fine, medically care for them by all means. And that's the whole point. Why is he coming and talking to me when he should be over there doing his job, medically caring for the people that were there?
Can I ask why you were filming it?
Because I choose to. Because
there's no judgment in that question.
well, because it's a legal right, and if you don't exercise your rights, they atrophy and die. Do they not? It's really that simple. I video blog. I have YouTube channel that I post a lot of stuff on, and anything in the public interest I post that I find interesting. And as I said to him when he came over and asked, I said, this just looked interesting. That was it. Not because I thought there was blood and gore and I could capture it for some mundane bloody purpose, but because I wished in a public place to film something that I thought in the public interest was interesting. He asked me how I would like it if it was my family member. I would love it. I would love for there to be a recorded, accurate record of anything that happens like that so I can go back on it. So that's my answer to his question. But the whole thing was, if he's there doing a job, do his job. Don't go and tell other people what he thinks appropriate. He didn't say St. John's thinks it's inappropriate. And his personal matters, you know, you ask a police what his personal opinion is when he's acting in duty, he won't give it to you because he's there to act in the best interest for the police. Same thing I would expect it for him. So if you're talking about he's acting in the best interest for his patient, fine. He should have been doing that then. Not walking across the road away from where the 6 people that were in the 2 vehicles were, including 2 small children. It looked like they were all, you know, car seats and everything. It looked like no one was injured, thank God. But at the end of the day, coming over and lecturing to me, he just picked the wrong person to think he could have a pissing contest with on the side of the road, and that's what I took it as. He has no authority to tell me what to do. Is that correct or not?
Yeah, that's correct.
Right, so
acting in the best interest of the patient, and that's a global thing. That's not just medically care for them, but that's also their emotional state and whether they felt that that was an intrusion of their privacy getting filmed by you.
Yeah, sure, and if any of those people had voiced their opinion, and if he'd come over and said that they had voiced their opinion and they didn't wish for that to happen, then I would have taken that into consideration. But he didn't do that. He came over and asked me, or he told me, more to the point, that he thought it was inappropriate. He didn't say the patient wished for that not to happen. He didn't use any, and I would have taken that into consideration. I'm a reasonable guy, but I give what I'm given, and if he's going to come over...
Basic common decency would have come into it.
Of course, absolutely. If there was blood and gore, and as it was, I was filming left and right of the accident, because, you know, I wanted to make sure there was no rubberneckers or secondary accident happen that wasn't caught on film, which I'm sure has happened on more than one occasion. You know, rubberneckers having a secondary one and and everybody looking at the main thing.
Sure.
You know, it's one of those things, you know, there's no expectation of privacy in public. He had no authority to tell me what to do whatsoever, and if he's acting in the interest of the patient's well-being, then go and do that. Don't talk to people that are irrelevant to the reason he's being there. As it is, there was another person that was pissed off because they didn't indicate when they pulled into the meridian barrier, but in my argument, he had his emergency lights on. That other guy should have pulled his head in and let the ambulance in. But, you know, that's another thing, you know, that's what emergency lights are for, you know, beware. But, you know, like I say, I was just, if he's there to do a job, and I mean, St. John's have helped me out in the past, you know, I had a brain hemorrhage when I was 15. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. But at the end of the day, I'm also interested in the patient's best interest, and to me, him walking over and telling someone that's got nothing to do with it, thinking he can tell me what to do, it's got nothing to do with that patient. And I would have, common courtesy does come into it. If he had given me the common courtesy and not tried to come over and be dictatorial, then we would have had a conversation, I'm sure, but probably at a later date I would have told him to go back to his job. So...
Alright, no, that's fine.
So, I don't make your own decision.
And your interactions with him were just what was on the video?
Yeah, what you saw is what you get. Yeah, he came over, told me a couple of things. I just said thank you very much and basically dismissed him, and I take it he got the point and went back to his work, and that was all fine. They were gone within 3 or 4 minutes afterwards because there was no injury. But you know, it's just, I get what you're saying about common courtesy and patient's best interests, and I would not have filmed anything horrific or distressing to any family member to see. But that was just a car crash. It was just a no injury car crash. You know, I can get what you're saying, but yeah, he doesn't get to try and tell me what to do.
What I'm just trying to get across is that, I mean, it doesn't have to be blood and gore to be very distressing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can understand that one. Sure. But there wasn't any. There was, you know, everybody seemed happy and fine, and like I say, they took off within 4 minutes. There was no injuries. So, you know, I'm not trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but again, I'm not going to have someone who's doing a job for the public interest treat public like that. You know, if he's going to treat me like a member of the public, then the public will see. Hence YouTube. You know. All right. Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate your time, Andrew.
No, thank you.
Have a good day.
Take care. Bye.
Yep. You too.
Would have been better with blood and gore.
Bella.
What?